Hi, I'm Jason Gorber from ThatShelf.com, and if you go to our website, ThatShelf.com, you should be visiting it, bookmark it. Our team put together a remarkable Sundance article where we talk about the entire history of this festival. What are the films that sort of really speak to you as a Sundance-y film? And the film I picked was Overnighters by Jesse Moss. There's lots of reasons for this. It's one of those films that I saw that I realized I was seeing something truly special, and I was seeing it very early. It's a film that just completely blew me away. Classic example in Sundance is when the descriptions are kind of terrible. You're like, read this and like, I don't really want to see this film. I went in as open as possible, knew it was sort of tangentially about one topic, and it just completely slayed me. Absolutely one of the great docs of this of last decade, or any decade, frankly. I helped contribute to getting it the Best Documentary Award at the Toronto Film Critics Association. It got Oscar nominations. It went on from this very little film, for lack of a better word, to something that truly proved extraordinary. So I've been following Jesse's and his career since then, and I could not wait to see what he came up with next, but I was slightly trepidatious. I'm like, what are we going to get from him? This extraordinary sensitive filmmaker. We weren't going to get, obviously, something like Overnighters. What direction would he take? And he went with her, I want to make sure that I get her name, Amanda McBain and him, who's formerly a producer. The two of them collaborated on a film called Boy State. Now, again, on paper, it doesn't sound great. Boy State is a sort of think of it as a summer camp, like a week-long camp where a bunch of kids from all different states, in this case, Texas, get together, 1,200 or so of them, and they get split into two and given two political parties. It's sort of like Model UN or that sort of parliamentary stuff, and they learn how to do a campaign. Now, the difference is, this is Texas, and these are a bunch of 16 and 17-year-old kids that themselves are political. It's run by the American Legion, and this has been going on for decades. Not a lot of people know about it, but there's some pretty extraordinary people that have actually gone through it. Everybody from Bill Clinton to Cory Booker to Rush Limbaugh. Nonetheless, the way that it plays out is you have the sort of microcosm of politics sort of in a compressed era, but it's not Democrat, Republican, it's these two sort of arbitrary political parties where they have to come up with their own policies and all elements. And because of that, we meet these extraordinary kids, these incredibly politically engaged kids. And the way that it plays out is so stunning. This is absolutely one of those spine-tingling docs where you just know that they're not messing this up, that they're finding the right story to tell with incredible subtlety and nuance. And frankly, I mean, the hyperbole comes easily for a film like this. This is truly one of the great political documentaries, I believe, of all time. I called it an instant classic on Twitter, and I will absolutely stand by it. It has all the amazing sort of verve of almost a sports film. It feels a little bit like Spellbound. And then there's a lot of War Room, that fantastic documentary that showed James Carville and George Stephanopoulos sort of engaged in the sort of political machinations about how to actually elect somebody. It is a true insight into the political process, about what wins and what feels right, and about how messages can actually speak to a large group, and certain things can elevate, and how some things that feel Bacchanalian are simply part of the process of actually engaging this sort of political struggle. These extraordinary characters that we meet along the way, truly at times inspiring and appalling in equal measure, just completely bring you into the storyline. And you kind of get a sense about where it's going, and then you're continuously surprised about their shifts, about their differences in backgrounds and ideologies, the dirty tricks that get played, and then the ways those are reacted to. If you want an absolute primer about how the American political system works on a fundamental level, this is mandatory viewing. It is truly that extraordinary. You meet people who really gives a sense that we will be hearing from these people from decades to come. This will elevate their position. And there's one extraordinary character, I don't want to give too much away, but I believe he's the least showy. In times, he absolutely appears as a doofus, but his gift is to actually see what he's wrong and shift and change his position. And I think that we will look back decades from now, and it'll be sort of like the Winklevosses, complete idiots in something like Social Network, and you realize that whatever happens, they still manage to become billionaires. You just want to feel, whatever your political position, you just absolutely feel the passion and both the superficiality and the profundity of some of these positions as it fluctuates back and forth, just like a modern electorate. It's shot in a very intimate way, but never feels that it's interfering what's actually transpiring. The interviews are completely engaging, and the sort of four main characters that they follow really are, they could not be further from a general expectation. And as they sort of rise and fall, you are just completely swept away with it. Boy State really is one of those documentaries that you just pray that you get a chance to see at a festival like this. It absolutely is the reason that I schlep all the way here to Park City in order to engage with something this truly, truly extraordinary. It was just announced today, after I've been going on about this film for many days, that just got bought for $10 million, almost unheard of for a documentary like this. So certainly a lot of other people think that this film is going to be a very, very big deal. But here we are, Boy State, an absolute knockout documentary, an instant classic, and something that hopefully will elevate these two filmmakers into international recognition. I expect many, many more films from this extraordinary duo, and I can't wait for more people to actually engage in this. Look, we're absolutely engaged. This could be a TV series. The Girl State is an obvious one to go through. You can go over to every state and then see this, that takes all the trappings almost of reality TV and elevates it to something that's almost like a platonic discourse on political machinations. This is a film that will be taught in schools. This is a film that will absolutely be completely engaged with by audiences. I really feel strongly that we are witnessing a truly, truly epic foundational documentary to come out of this year's film festival. For thatshelf.com, I'm Jason Gorber. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to follow us on social, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you for the next film. Cheers.